I stood there, frozen in the pharmacy aisle, gripping the bottle so tight my fingers turned white. One pill a day could save her. I knew it. But it cost more than I made in a month. And I was already too late for discounts, approvals, or mercy. If I walked out with it, I'd be a thief. If I didn't, my mother would die. And the worst part, no one was coming to help us. If you've ever faced a situation so unfair, it made you question everything, your morals, your limits, your faith in the system, then this story is for you. Hit like, subscribe, and let's dive into one of the hardest choices I've ever made. And the question I'll never stop asking, what would you have done? I wasn't always the kind of person who'd even think about stealing. My mom raised me better than that. She taught me about hard work, honesty, and how to stand tall, even when life knocks you down. She was a nurse, worked nights, weekends, holidays, never complained. Even when Dad left, she never missed a shift. She made sure I had a roof over my head and food on the table, even if she didn't eat some nights. But life has a cruel way of testing good people. She started coughing one winter. Just a tickle at first. She said it was nothing. But then came the weight loss, the fatigue, the breathlessness. By spring, she couldn't climb the stairs without collapsing. The diagnosis hit like a truck. Stage 3 lung cancer. No smoking history, no genetic markers, just bad luck. I was 23, working 2 part-time jobs, no insurance, no savings. We were hanging on by a thread, but there was one shred of hope, a drug called Terasol, a miracle drug, the oncologist said. Not a cure, but it could slow the cancer, reduce the pain, even give us years. I cried when he told us. Then I cried harder when I saw the price tag. $2,475 a month. Not covered, not subsidized, and we didn't qualify for the hardship program because of some technicality. My name on a student loan counted as household income. We had 2 choices: wait for aid and risk her dying before it came, or find another way. I spent weeks calling nonprofits, hospitals, and anyone who might help. I launched a GoFundMe. I begged. I borrowed. We raised a few hundred, not enough for even a week's worth of pills. Meanwhile, my mom was getting worse. I remember one night, I found her in the kitchen, collapsed on the floor. She'd tried to make me dinner. She didn't want me worrying. She looked up at me with these big, glassy eyes and whispered, "Don't cry, sweetheart. I'm proud of you. I'm proud even if this is the end." The end. She had accepted it, but I hadn't. I couldn't. And that's when I snapped. I remembered seeing Terasol on the shelf at a 24-hour pharmacy near campus. It wasn't locked up, not like opioids. It sat there, almost casually. $2,475 for a bottle that cost maybe $40 to make. I Googled everything. Store floor plans, cama placement. I even learned about blind spots between shelves. The night before I did it, I didn't sleep. I sat beside Mom, watching her chest rise and fall. Her skin was pale, her breath shallow. I held her hand and made a silent promise. I'm going to save you, even if it meant crossing a line I could never uncross. It was 1:27 a.m. I walked into the pharmacy with my hoodie up, pretending to scroll on my phone. My heart was slamming in my chest like a jackhammer. I found the bottle, reached out, slipped it into the inside pocket of my coat. I felt sick, and then I walked out. No alarms, no shouts, just silence. In the car, I broke down, hands shaking, tears flooding my face. I had done it. I had stolen medicine to save my mother's life. The next morning, I crushed the first pill and mixed it into her oatmeal. She was too weak to question it. By day 3, her eyes were clearer. By day 7, she could stand again. It was working. Every moment felt like borrowed time. I kept the bottle hidden in my room, counting each pill like it was gold. She started calling it her angel days. She didn't know why she was getting better, but she called it a miracle. It wasn't a miracle. It was a crime. 1 week later, the pharmacy hit the news. Inventory theft. High-value cancer meds gone missing. A police investigation underway. Footage under review. I couldn't breathe. I erased my search history. Wiped fingerprints from the bottle. I even started sleeping with it in my pillowcase. Then one morning, as I was brushing my teeth, there was a knock at the door. I opened it. 2 men. One in uniform, one in plain clothes. Are you Emma Carter? Yes. We're following up on some thefts at a local pharmacy. You live nearby. Mind if we ask a few questions? I froze. My mouth went dry. They didn't arrest me. They didn't even come inside. Just asked a few questions and left. But I knew the clock was ticking. The bottle had 5 pills left. No money, no refills, no second chances. So I asked myself again, do I do it again? Or do I stop now and watch her fade away? The second theft would be riskier. They were watching now. It wouldn't be clean. But the alternative? Watching my mother die, knowing I had a way to help, and did nothing? My hands were shaking as I reached for my coat again. I won't tell you what I did next. Not yet, because here's the truth. I still wake up some nights, wondering if I did the right thing. Wondering if there was another way. Wondering what kind of person I've become. If I did it again, I might get caught, charged, convicted. But my mother would live. If I didn't, well, she might not wake up tomorrow. Here's what I've learned. The world isn't fair. Good people suffer. And sometimes, right and wrong don't sit on opposite sides of a courtroom. They live inside your chest, screaming at each other. I never wanted to be a criminal, but I also couldn't be a bystander to my mother's death. And the most terrifying part? I don't know if I'd change a thing. If I hadn't stolen that medicine, she might be gone. I might be mourning her instead of hugging her. But if I had been caught, I could have gone to jail, lost everything. Maybe she would have lost me too. So now, I live in the space between what's legal and what's right. So I'm asking you, what would you have done? Would you follow the law and let someone you love die? Or would you break it to save them? Tell me in the comments.